women run a greater risk of having it than being diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm referring to a stroke. And contrary to popular belief, women in their 40s and younger can have a stroke. With us today, Dr. Ralph Sacco, whose many accolades include being the first neurologist to serve as president of the American Heart Association and American Stroke Association, and also joining me this morning, Anne Dailey, a working mom who suffered and overcame a stroke, here to share her incredible story. Good morning, Anne.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Doctor, thanks for being here. Doctor, let me start with you. Tell me exactly what causes a stroke. What are the main causes?
Well, stroke is like a heart attack, but in the brain. Many strokes occur because a blood vessel gets blocked, either a blood vessel in the neck, small blood vessel inside the brain, or a clot from the heart or somewhere else flies up and blocks an artery in the brain. The brain gets injured, and we develop a stroke.
And I know it can happen quickly, so what can one know in terms of recognizing that they're having one?
Well, everyone knows what a heart attack is, right? Chest pain, you know what to do. Very few people know the warning symptoms and signs of stroke. And that's why the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, as part of this Together to End Stroke initiative with Medtronic, wants everyone to know FAST. It's the acronym F.A.S.T. Face drooping. If somebody's face is drooping, you smile and the face is drooping on one side. A for arm. If they put out their arm and their arm is weak or drooping. S for speech, if they're having trouble speaking or slurring their speech, and T for time. Time is brain. We got to act quickly and call 911.
That's great information right there. FAST, F-A-S-T.
F-A-S-T.
Now, why are so many women affected by a stroke?
Well, that's a great question. Right now, more women have a stroke, die from a stroke, or are disabled by a stroke than men in this country. Largely because women survive longer than men, and we know age is important. But second, risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, heart disease can actually increase in women as they age. And third, there are other factors like migraine, hormones, and oral contraceptives that can actually increase the risk of stroke.
And you've really shocked me here. And Anne, let me bring you in now, because you suffered a stroke at what age?
I was 39 years old.
39. Tell me what happened.
I was at the office alone on a Sunday. I'm a working mother, and it was time to go to the office, and I was catching up on some work. And all of a sudden, I realized that my left hand wasn't working. And so I had the A of the F-A-S-T, and my face felt strange. So I had the F of the F-A-S-T. And after spending a moment or two Googling my symptoms on the internet, I knew what was happening. I knew I was having a stroke. So I called 911, got to the hospital very quickly, got treated. But what was going through my head at that point was I had seen my grandmother have a stroke 15 years earlier when she was in her 80s. And it had taken away her independence. It had left her completely debilitated. And what was going through my head was, is that what's going to happen to me?
And you know, thank goodness you even knew to act, because doctor, you just said it.
That's right.
Seconds count here.
That's right.
Anne is so unusual. Once she recognized, she called 911, she got that urgent attention, or she wouldn't probably be sitting here like she is today.
And how typical is this story? 39 years old.
Stroke can happen at any age. We all think stroke only occurs in the elderly. Stroke can happen to anyone at any time. And in fact, latest statistics show that we're seeing a decline in stroke over age 65, but in middle age, we're seeing actually a little bit of an increase.
And Anne, do you think your grandmother's story, what happened to her, did that help you with your recovery and what you had to do?
It definitely inspired me to work very hard when I was in rehabilitation. My biggest goal was to be able to run and get back to running after I had had my stroke.
And you said something interesting before the show started. She is a?
Anne is a stroke victor.
Tell me what that means.
So that means someone who has really thrived, someone who's done great. We want more people like Anne to come out and actually be spokespersons for stroke. Anne did so well because she recognized the symptoms, she called 911, and she got to a stroke center and got stroke life-saving therapies.
And let's be honest, has she not acted,
she wouldn't be like this today. And that's the key to recovery. FAST is what we want everyone to know. We want people to know those warning symptoms and get that urgent attention.
Any closing thoughts, Anne?
I think just the main thing is for people to know that time is of the essence. Don't be embarrassed if you think that you're having a stroke but you're not sure. Get to the hospital, get the treatment as soon as possible.
And doctor, I know there's a free app. I'd like you to tell our viewers in terms of what this means.
That's right. strokeassociation.org, and get Spot a Stroke FAST. And get that FAST app, and then you too will beat a stroke like Anne.
And we have a few more seconds. I want to say it one more time. FAST. F?
F for face, A for arm, S for speech, T for time. Call 911. Every second counts.
Thank you for your time today,
Thank
Doctor.
you. Thank you.
God bless you, Anne.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, and thank you for helping me understand this even more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both. And if you'd like more information on this topic, you can also visit our website, thebalancingact.com, or get social. Log on to Facebook /The Balancing Act fans. I'm never going to forget that fast.